Hi friends, welcome to Beautifully Bookish Bethany. Today's video is a vlog of the second trip that I'm hosting this year in New York City. So if you missed it back in May, I hosted a bookish weekend and some patrons and followers flew in. We had such a great time. I'll link that vlog up above. But I am getting ready to do it yet again for a smaller group. We've got 2 people that are here for the full weekend and then 1 person who's joining for 2 days out of the 4. And I've got a really fun itinerary planned. So I thought I would take you all along with me. This one is going to be focused more on literary history in New York. So we're going to spend some time learning about the Harlem Renaissance. We're going to visit a bunch of bookstores. It is the afternoon before everybody arrives. And the first thing that I need to do is assemble welcome bags for the 2 people who purchased them. Let me show you what I'm including. The first item that will hold everything else is these really cute New York City tote bags from the Strand bookstore. This, I think, is perfect because we're going to be going around the city a lot. We're going to be visiting a bunch of bookstores, and you need a bag to hold all your new books, right? So we're going to fill these up. Of course, we have to include a book. So I have The City in Glass by Nevo, one of my favorite authors, and then this lovely short story collection from Olivia Blake called Januaries. Bags have an inside pocket that is perfect for the book, and one of these adorable bookmarks designed by a local artist. Then, of course, we need snacks. We do have 1 person with an allergy, so I've got different cookie options depending. This is my favorite kind of protein bar. Usually they don't taste good, but I really love these. Some chips, some goldfish, some poppy sodas, and some pumpkin pie Jelly Bellies since it is right before Thanksgiving. Since it's fall, I'm including a Kleenex package and a cute little candy cane chapstick. We have the itinerary for the weekend and one of these cute little bookstore passports that I designed. I updated them from the first trip and they are a little bit larger. I think this is a really fun memento of the trip, and you can take notes on all the bookstores you go to and what you did each day. I'm also going to throw in a few little extra beauty things I have and a couple of stickers. And the welcome bags are ready to go. I also packed up holiday boxes for everybody who's coming, so they're going to get those early, which is pretty exciting. I think I have, as I'm filming this, like 9 left available for purchase in my Ko-fi store if you're interested, but those were really fun to put together. So they're gonna have all kinds of goodies. Now I just need to pack all my own stuff and we will be ready to go tomorrow. So I will see you when we get to the Library Hotel. Yes, that's right. The Library Hotel is hosting us again. If you ever make it to New York, or if you're a New Yorker and you're looking for a staycation option, if you are a book lover, I cannot recommend this place enough. It's fantastic. I am waiting for my car to take me to the hotel. I am loaded down with my stuff and the stuff I'm bringing for everybody else. It is a very rainy day, which is great because we need the water. We've been in a little bit of a drought here in New York. Maybe not ideal for what we're doing. It'll be fine. What's really cool about the Library Hotel is that it's themed to the Dewey Decimal System, so each floor has a different theme. This time I stayed on the language floor, and then each room has a theme, so I was in the Romance Languages room, and the decor and the books in the room are themed to whatever the room is focused on, which is so cool. Finally, everybody was together, and even though it was a very rainy day, we made the most of it. We headed to Brooklyn for a bookstore tour, and the first on the list is a new bookstore I hadn't been to before. This is Liz's Book Bar. It is a Black-owned bookstore that has a coffee shop and a bar, plus all of the books. It's really cute and cozy. They've got a great selection of books. This is one I picked up, and they even have this really cute little reading nook that seems perfect for kids. First bookstore done. It is raining. Books are magic. Right down the street is the original location of Books Are Magic, a really cute, lovely bookstore. There's 2 locations now in Brooklyn, owned by author Emma Straub, who writes kind of contemporary women's fiction. I have been here before. They do events. It's really great. They have a lovely selection. They've got a big kids area, including some cute little reading nooks that were being occupied by children reading with their parents. This is a great bookstore and kind of iconic. We are very wet, but we have almost made it to the Ripped Bodice. Another newer addition to the Brooklyn bookstore landscape is the Ripped Bodice. This is the Brooklyn location. It started in Los Angeles, and it is a romance-themed bookstore. It's very cute, very girly, and I've got to say they have a pretty spectacular romance collection. You can find just about everything. It is divided up into categories. There's a good mix of traditionally published and indie published stuff. They have blind dates with a book. We were all very wet by this time, but I finally picked up this Nisha J. Tooley book that I've been wanting to try. It's like a fantasy romance, and everybody definitely bought quite a few books at this store, which was fun. And then we were hungry, so it was time to head out for dinner. Good morning. I just went to get some coffee after I'm dressed, and now I'm headed back to my room to do some makeup and get ready for the day. We are meeting at 8:30 to go to breakfast, and we are gonna have a busy day. It's gonna be so fun. All right, I'm ready. This is my outfit of the day. This dress I love from Hot Topic. It's got mushrooms on it, and then my cute little Hobbit, Lord of the Rings cardigan. Nice and cozy because it is going to be a very cold, rainy day, and I'm meeting everybody at 8:30 to head out for breakfast. I had some coffee and a snack. I'm gonna go get a sparkling water from the reading room and make a little bit of content since I have so much time. Such a good night's sleep, an uninterrupted night's sleep without children waking me up in the middle of the night. You know, it's kind of a lovely thing. I'm enjoying this. Breakfast at one of my favorite spots in the area, we went to quickly visit the Stonewall National Monument. This is in the East Village and is a really important site for queer history. There are these statues there that were commissioned, and this little park is right across the street from the Stonewall Inn, where the original Stonewall riots took place, and there is also a learning center nearby. Tiny little indie bookstore, it's kind of cute. Our first bookstore of the day was an indie bookstore called 3 Lives and Company that is right around the corner. It's another kind of cozy little place that has a pretty good selection. I ended up picking up this horror novella that's sapphic that looked great. And then we headed out to our next bookstore. Seaport location. This is the Seaport location of McNally Jackson. They're a local bookstore chain that's great. I had never actually been to this specific location before, and it's cute. It's smaller than some of the other ones, But again, they've got a lot of books worth looking at. And while it wasn't raining this day, it was very cold and very windy, but we walked by the river a bit. You could see a bit of Brooklyn Bridge, and then we headed to lunch at Francis Tavern. This is the oldest working tavern in New York City, and it also has a museum. So we had lunch here, and then we went to the museum afterwards. It was really cool. This has so much history to it. There was a period of time where the revolutionary US government was based partly out of this tavern that they rented out, and it was great after a cold day. We had some cozy hot drinks and a nice lunch before going to visit the museum. This bread was delicious. One of the really cool things about this museum, and part of why I wanted to include it in this tour, is that they have a room dedicated to the history of George Washington and other political figures in comic books and pop culture. And they have an amazing collection of comics from all different eras, and it's really fascinating to see the different ways that this has been used over the years. So you can see a wide range of different comic books, and I never realized that there was so much of this that was used across the years with Superman, with Marvel. They even have some Funko Pops, so I thought that was really cool. That afternoon, we headed to our next location of the day, a little-known gem known as the Tenement Museum. This is one of the coolest and most unusual museums. I've been on several tours with them over the years, and they're all fascinating. They are focused on the history of the lower classes and working classes and immigrant populations in New York City. Highly recommend checking them out if you get a chance. I always learn something new. Our last stop of the day was the iconic Hotel Chelsea, known for hosting literary luminaries over the years like Arthur C. Clarke, O. Henry, Jack Kerouac, Arthur Miller, and many more. We went to one of their restaurants, El Quijote, which is themed on Don Quixote. We had tapas and drinks, and it was delicious. A really great way to end the day in the same space as some well-known writers throughout history. Okay, these are the books I brought. We've got a Kindle. What are you reading?
Eat My Moon Dust by Etta Pierce.
Amazing. Pajama reading party in the reading room. So we've got alien romance. I've got a manga and a fantasy romance, and our other member was too tired, so which is totally fine. So she is getting rest for tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 3, and we are meeting at like 10:15 to head up to brunch in Harlem. It is 8:20, so I'm gonna go have a light breakfast because I can't wait to eat until like lunchtime. So we're gonna go eat, and then we'll meet up with everybody a little bit later. And this is the outfit of the day. It is not raining today, thankfully, but will still be cold. So we've got some green kind of velvety corduroy pants and a pink sweatshirt. Let's go eat. After a bus ride up to Harlem, we went to Red Rooster for lunch, which I highly recommend if you get a chance to go visit here. It's this fantastic restaurant that is delicious, and we went for brunch. I had the chicken and waffles, which I am a huge fan of, and then we went to the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. It's part of the New York Public Library system. They had this really cool exhibit on James Baldwin and some other exhibits, so we hung out here for a little bit, and then the two of us who were feeling up to it went on a Harlem Renaissance themed walking tour, which was cool. This is something I've always wanted to do and have never had the chance to. And there is so much history throughout this space, so much art and culture. We learned a lot of interesting things along the way, and I would definitely go back and do another tour. It was really fascinating, and we had a good time. One thing that I didn't realize is James Baldwin was born in 1924 in Harlem, in the middle of the Harlem Renaissance, and I feel like putting those pieces together might explain so much about who he was and what he wrote. Really interesting. Then we went to the Lit Bar in the Bronx. This is a wonderful Black-owned bookstore that I have been to before, and it's just lovely. The artwork, the murals is beautiful. They've got a great collection of books. They've got a lot of books by Black authors and other authors of color. They've got this really cute children's section, and they do in fact have a wine bar as well. So again, if you're up in the Bronx, definitely go check them out. They also do bookstore events and author signings, and I picked up a book here for my kids. But of course I got something for myself as well. I saw a signed copy of The Devil in Silver by Victor Lavelle. I love his writing and I just couldn't pass this up. The bus ride back to the hotel took us past Central Park, which was really nice, and we all got a little bit of reading done on the way back. After a rest, we met up for drinks at the hotel bar called Bookmarks, and it's so beautiful. Look at these views of the city. It was just lovely, and we had some delicious drinks. They were, of course, literary themed drinks. I got the Dragon War Pink, which was great. And one thing that was kind of fun is if you were a hotel guest and you buy 2 or more drinks, you get a free cheese board with it. So we took advantage of that as well. It was a lovely way to end the night of a very busy day. Drink was so good. Of course, it would not be a first visit to New York City without a moment in Times Square. It's iconic, it's a little wild and over the top, but we went early in the morning so it wasn't super crowded, and then after that we headed over to the Holiday Market in Bryant Park. This is right behind the main branch of the library and is really close to the hotel, and it's great. They have ice skating, it's all festive and themed for the holidays. If you're into food, there's a lot of really fun food vendors there, and it's just nice to walk around and see a chill holiday market after a long weekend. And this was the last thing that we did before we said goodbye. So they were looking at some gemstones, and then I got this, which I've had before. It's this delicious cheese, European cheese called raclette, that they grill and then put on a sandwich. And I mean, really, what could be better? Like melted cheese and bread. It's so good. So I had that for lunch. It was a nice way to end a very busy trip. That is a wrap for our New York City weekend. I am getting my stuff together and getting ready to head home. Everybody else has left. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We had our little crew, and we had a blast and saw lots of the city. Thanks for coming along with us. Talk to me in the comments down below. And if you like this video, it always helps to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. It was really fun. It was nice and kind of a nice break before all the wildness of the holidays, which is starting up very soon. See you all next time.